All right, guys, so we're back here with another video here with a rapid game. And this board here, you see, this is a King performance made by Millennium. If you want to see what this board is all about, just go to my YouTube homepage, and then you see the little magnifying glass to search. So then just, excuse me, just search for, what I want to say, just search for Millennium, and you'll see all the Millennium boards that I have. And you will also see what things and position setups and other attributes of the board, because this series here is just for me playing. So I'm not really going to talk about the board too much. I'll just tell you some things, like what board this is and maybe what technology you use. Like, for example, this board here does not have any sort of piece recognition in terms of piece sensory. You have to, it has that push technology where you say, for example, you want to move this pawn from here to here, you would have to push this square to move it and then push this square when you set it down. So for that reason, I recommend having a 10-second increment when you play online with this board. All right, so we're gonna go to detailed choice. Last time I played 10-10, my color, I wanted to be black, I meant white. And let's just hit create challenge here. See, can we get a game here? All right, so we got a game quick. This is why I love Lichess. You get a game really quick on Lichess with longer time controls. All right. So let's see. This is just sort of a different move order, but I definitely. Let's see. Okay, he can test the center, but okay, so he pushes it. This is sort of like a Tarrasch almost here, somewhat. Let's go ahead and castle. In this opening, you definitely want to go ahead and castle. Don't be messing around too long here. But because again, when you do, sometimes some bad things can happen. And not really bad, but like you give your opponent like developing moves, like for example, a check, on B4, for example. Let's go here. He's going to deploy that bishop. We know that's going to happen. We could make this interesting. No, we won't really make it interesting. Okay. Oh, he resigned. What did he resign for? I mean, I think he resigned because he dropped the pawn here. And I would not trade my bishop here, not in this case. Sometimes you can trade off your fianchettoed bishop and leave your opponent with a fianchettoed bishop, but not in this case. I would not do that at all. So anyway, that was sort of a waste of time. Let's hit new game. Let's go back and see if we can find a new game here again. Detailed choice. Let's do the same parameters here and hit create challenge. Hopefully this time we can get a game. Oh, let's set the pieces back up here. All right. Let's see here. Let me hurry up here. Oops. Give me a second. Don't quit. Don't quit. We can just say, let me go ahead and go D4. What's going on here? Not sure what is going on here. Let's go to new. Let's try this again. Not sure what is happening here. Oh, game aborted. Okay, no wonder. I was like, I didn't think anything happened. Okay. That's why it took too long. Sorry about that, guy. I really did not mean to take that long. Create challenge. Okay, now, let's see if we can get a game now. Wow. One of the things that's nice about having a board that where it has this push technology is that you can use anything you want as a piece. So if you needed an extra queen and you didn't have one handy, well, you can use anything you got. So that's one thing about it. And this technology has been around for years, so it's pretty time tested. I mean, this technology has probably been around since the 80s. So again, it's a pretty solid, you know, board, I guess, piece detection here. All right, so he goes to this. Now, this has always been an annoying one for me here, because sometimes, let's go like this, because sometimes I've seen sometimes people can get that white bishop right here. It can be rather annoying, actually. But we're not going to worry too much about that. So he has 2 more moves where he can, let's see, he can castle. Hold, let me switch his queen around here. So he has 1, 2, 3 moves before he can castle, which is important to note. Which I can't really keep him in the center of the board, but it you just always want to keep track of how many moves, because say for example, if you got a lot of activity on the board, and I remember Magnus Carlsen saying this, is that if you got a 1 move to castle, you're okay. If you got 2 moves to castle, it can be okay, but maybe okay sometimes not. But when you got 3 moves or more to castle, or 3 moves to castle, depending on the situation, that can be quite bad. So, but in this case, it's not that bad because we're just right here in the opening. Nobody has, the board is not open. I'm just developing pieces normally, but in some cases, this could be an issue. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna do let's see what he does if I do this here. Okay, takes. Now he better castle right now. He's going to be in some trouble, because if I get my bishop to A3, he may have a hard time. Maybe okay, but I say he may have a hard time castling if he don't. He may have a hard time castling if he do not. I mean, I still can deploy my bishop to that side of the board. Because he wants his knight to hop. So I guess what I'll do is I will... Let me hop my knight back here for a second. It seems a little counterintuitive to retreat a move in the opening, but that square could be a place of annoyance if I don't put a few defenders on that square right now. And we're still sort of in the opening. I mean, I'm sort of going to develop a little, I'm going to say harmoniously, but my development is going to be pretty okay, because I soon can get bishop A3 and castle. I mean, I can castle at any time, so I'm not too worried about it. Of course, I'm going to castle to the king side, but you also got to consider that sometimes you could be safe in the middle of the board in some cases. Maybe not in this case, but, you know, just don't discount that fact that you don't necessarily have to castle every time. As a general rule, I mean, you want to castle as quote unquote as quickly as possible, but that's not always the case. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, what do we have here? I may have to plug and that's something I did not necessarily expect that. All right, well, let me just go ahead and castle. You don't need to think too long about that, because I don't really see. I mean, probably should have went C5, but I don't really know. No, because if I went C5, he would go B6 and sort of make me trade. because if I didn't, it may make my pawn structure bad. If I did, he could just open up the A file, which I don't think that's a good idea. I want to get my rook over to A1 and just go ahead and at some point push E5. Okay, so he pushes here. Interesting. Now, I do have an interesting choice where I could mess his pawn structure up here. Now, I could go ahead and push. Wow, I'm thinking about just pushing. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this with this. Might seem a little counterintuitive to give it your fianchettoed bishop, but I think in this position I'm okay. Okay, he goes queen takes. That's perfect. So first of all, that's great. We're going to first of all get these queens off the board. And when knight takes pawn here, I'm also just going to be threatening to hop into, I may have a cozy square here, and I may have a cozy square to jump here on our A5 to go to C6. So we're just going to go ahead and take this. And I still got a way to develop this bishop easy, because again, until he moves his rook, I can just hit his rook here. Okay, so he goes here. Now this is a question here that I could ask. I guess the best thing to do here would just be to protect this pawn. Go this way here. So he's sort of quasi, I mean, I needed to make a move like that anyways. So that's why, I mean, it doesn't really, what I want to say. I see he got this right here coming here, but what we could do, let's see. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to threaten a fork right now. And not only that, but we're threatening this fork, because he's going to need to move one of those pieces. Then I'm just going to go ahead and thrust forward with E5, which is going to block that bishop off that diagonal from here. And wow, did he just, what just happened here? Not sure what just happened here, but we're definitely going to, unless I'm missing something here, we're going to have to go ahead and push this. Because the reason why I wanted to block this bishop out so I can get a rook over here to this file to contest this B file. So therefore, then I can hop my knight to E5 or to A5, hit this pawn. Probably I would have hopped to this one. So he takes and he resigns. All right. So with that said, I know that was a short game, but I think that we can extract some commentary from that game that will help, players, make better decisions across the board and develop plans. But don't worry, we will see more of this board right here. And don't forget, there will be other boards that I have that I haven't used in a long time, like my Tabutronic and other boards. And I think I actually have a board to repair. Not any board that you've ever seen on this channel. I bought this board off eBay that had a known problem, and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to see if there's anything I can do to repair it. I think it just has a power distribution, not necessarily power distribution problem, but a problem with the battery connectors, some kind of way just being a little loose. I've actually fixed a vintage DGT clock, and you can see that video right here. It's just a short, but still, it's a nice little video. And again, I got a little electronic skill, so hopefully it'll help me fix that board. So anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video right here. I know those was 2 quick games. Well, first game doesn't really count, but this game here was really, a little bit instructional, but don't worry. I'll come back tomorrow and make another video tomorrow. I just wanted to just get this board out and play with it and keep my promises playing with all my boards. And in the future, we will see another board that I haven't played with in a while. So just stay tuned.